¿Qué tal, amigos? Welcome once again to beautiful Leavenworth, Washington for tonight's encounter between two teams on the upswing, the Cascade Kodiaks and their visitors, the Brewster Bears. We just started the action here with Cascade going from right to left on your screen, sporting an impressive 9-2 record with 3 league wins and no losses. And the Brewster Bears with a 11-1-1 record, 6 league wins, no losses either. So it's going to be quite the matchup here between these two signs. The Brewster Bears going from left to right, decked entirely in white with red numbers, and the Cascade Kodiaks doing their thing in the opposite direction, decked in their traditional black and reds. The throw-in this time will favor the Cascade Kodiaks, who are sporting an all-senior lineup to start this contest. It's senior night here in Leavenworth. This is our third game, second this week here in the beautiful Bavarian Village. We've been here so much, we're starting to get our mail here. The takeaway that time by Aparicio, Havana Aparicio. Whistle on the play, says the referee, Mr. Alexander Wentland. It will be a free kick for the Brewster Bears. The only loss this season for the Bears on their very first contest against the Quincy Jacks, another team that's putting on quite a show over there in the CWAC. Brewster, of course, a member of Central Washington B, and Cascade in the Caribou Trail League. Ball goes out of bounds. The assistant referee, Robert Wentland, indicating that the ball belongs to the Cascade Kodiaks. The throw-in by Barragan, landing at the feet of Castañeda. The takeaway that time by Sagun, stolen away by Freeland. Lundgren, bit of a battle there. Recovered by the Bears. The effort down the right flank by Melton. Ball goes out of bounds. It will belong to Cascade. Flag is up. Mr. Armando Avila, the assistant referee, says there was something illicit about that move. Namely, the ball went out of bounds. Quickly, it's put back into play. And even more quickly, the Kodiaks regain possession. Driscoll switching directions from left to right. Good turn that time by Driscoll to make it past two markers. It goes to naught as the ball is recovered. Sagun. Bit of a battle. Good takeaway that time by the Brewster Bears. The push-up field by Sagun into Cascade territory. The through ball, looking to find Pepper Bosel inside the box. Pepper Bosel, right-footed touch. Bosel and the diving stop by Ms. Bryan. Good combination play, good collective effort by the Brewster Bears. And an even better reaction by Ms. Bryan. We were here 2 days ago to watch Chelan and Cascade, with Cascade taking that one. Was it 3-0 or 4-0? I believe it was 3 as well. Yes, indeed. In favor of the Kodiaks. Brewster proving to be a bit of a tougher customer here, but it's still early, only about 4 minutes and 10 into this first half of play. The push that time by Barragan. Lundgren, Barragan. On the mark is Aparicio. There are 2 Aparicios in the starting lineup for Brewster. Hialeah Aparicio number 2. And Havana Aparicio number 8. The push-up field. Bryan comes out to the 18-yard line. Trying to bring it down was Driscoll. Good effort that time. Pepper Bozil. Turning back. Havana Aparicio, heart of the box. Shot across. Looking for Soto. Rejected by the Kodiaks. Trying again for Brewster is Havana Aparicio. Defensive effort by Melton. Into the blender it goes, into the mixer. Sent out of bounds by Pate. It will be a throw-in for these Brewster Bears, who are proving that they know what to do with the ball at their feet. Let's see if they can turn that into something more. The push towards midfield. Interrupted by Addy Bozil for Pepper. Inside the box for Soto. Player down. Soto, the touch, no doubter. Low and to the left of the keeper. It is 1-0 Brewster. We were just talking about whether Brewster could turn this into something else, something more. And that's exactly what they did. Soto with the 1-0 tally for the Brewster Bears. 33:51 left in the first half. That makes it the 8th minute of play by my count. Just into the 8th minute of play. And let's see how Cascade responds to this early bit of adversity that they're encountering. They have the skill, they have the talent. They have shown flashes of really good collective play. Let's see how they respond. I'm sure that they will not want senior night to go for naught here in beautiful Leavenworth, Washington. There's the throw-in. Connecting with Lundgren. Towards the center alley. Over to find it is Freeland. Freeland. Kudos to Coach Robles for sticking with an all-senior lineup, even though they're down 1-0. Normally, not normally, but I have seen in the past that some coaches take the all-senior lineup to start senior night as more of a tradition, more of a gesture. But no, he's sticking with these players even though they are down 1-0. He's probably trying to send a message of acknowledgement to all these seniors, some of whom are not starters, for what they did to build the program into a successful program. The push upfield, stopped inside the circle by Mendoza. Good combination. Lundgren on the Marcus Godinez. Inside the box. The shot. Oh my goodness, what an effort that time by the goalkeeper for Brewster, Romero, sending it out of bounds. It looked like it was Ren Knight on the shot. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be another corner kick for Cascade. And just when I was singing the praises of an all-senior lineup, the touch by Knight makes a fibber out of me. She's a junior, so there's at least been one substitution. Quick push upfield that time by Melton. Ball goes out of bounds. Good takeaway that time. The through ball for Bosel. Aparicio. The shot. Aparicio inside the box looking for Bosel. Stopped nimbly by Ms. Mendoza. Handball called. It will be a free kick for Cascade. This moment of the game brought to you by our good friends at State Farm Insurance, the State Farm Insurance office of Bruce Cheadle, 301 Applets Way in Kashmir. A quick give and go. Looking to find Soto. She's double teamed. Off the bounds. Good effort that time by Havana Aparicio. Melton on the mark. Melton. Rejected. Trying again as Sagun. Combination. Interrupted by the back line of Cascade. Inside the circle and into Brewster territory we go. We don't march too far. Good stop by the defense of the Bears. Sending it out of bounds is Aparicio. In this case, Hialeah Aparicio. The throw-in. Driscoll. Pepper Bozel and Aparicio on the double team. The touch-up field rejected by Pate. Trying again is Hialeah Aparicio. Into Brewster territory. Rejected by Godinez. Lands with Driscoll. Barragan. Knight. Barragan. Pepper Bozel trying to make something happen. Ball goes out of bounds. The ball will belong to the Cascade Kodiaks. This moment of the game brought to you by Elbow Grease Plumbing LLC, 499 Rock Island Road in East Wenatchee. The touch, not a major concern that time for Ms. Bryan. Let's see what the referee says. The referee will say corner kick. That's right. It will be a good opportunity for Brewster to try and put a little more daylight between themselves and the Cascade Kodiak. Good start for Brewster. No doubt, not just because of the goal. Anybody can give up a goal in the most fortuitous of circumstances, like we saw at the beginning of the Chelan game a couple days ago. There's the shot across. Heart of the box. Hialeah Aparicio still battling for it. Opening to the left side for Soto. Back to Aparicio, rejected before he gets there. Sagun. Adibosel. Sagun. Soto. The Kodiaks trying to push it away any way they can. Freeland. Bit of a shove there, no call. Another defensive effort. This time it's Pate. Pate. Ball goes out of bounds. It belongs to Cascade on the throw-in. Like we were saying, good start for Brewster. They're putting pressure. They're having quite a bit of possession. And, of course, there's the one goal. But they're playing good soccer here in the early going. Cascade would not be the first tough opponent that Brewster has encountered this year. One of their opponents was Mount Vernon Christian, who has finished twice in the top two in B soccer for the state of Washington in the last 5-6 years. So they've gone up against some quality opponents, and that did take away by Aparicio. This could be dangerous. Aparicio finding Pepper Bozel. The shot, Pepper Bozel. Oh my goodness. I thought I saw a foul in the early going, a bit of a shove there, but since Pepper Bozel retained possession, nothing was called. The touch from Aparicio to Bozel was something else. Knight trying to keep it alive, can't quite get there. She left her wide open and onside. Beautifully done. Defensive effort that time by Castañeda. Pate. Lundgren. Driscoll. Perez on the defense. Will Cascade let it sail by? No, they're still battling for it. Flag is up. Ball belongs to the Brewster Bears. 25 minutes, 43 seconds left in the first half of play, with Brewster ahead of Cascade here in Leavenworth. 1-0. This moment of the game brought to you by Blackburn Financial. Your future, planned wise. Blackburn Financial, 121 Cottage Avenue in Cashmere. It's beginning to get progressively darker here in beautiful Leavenworth, Washington. Glad to have you with us. This is our final Cascade game of the regular season. The through ball that time. Inside, rejected. Back to Bryan. The touch doesn't quite work. It lands at the feet of the goalkeeper. There's a shot, and it will sail just wide on the very, very nimble save by Miss Bryan, and what could have been a very costly situation. Her touch landed right at the feet of that Brewster player. Lucky for her, it was for Miss Bryan, it was a very soft shot, although very tricky. Low and to the corner. Knight. The push-up field by the Kodiaks, trying to connect with Lundgren. There's Lundgren. Fighting with Garcia. Lundgren. Knight. Shot across. Stopped inside the box by the Brewster Bears. Trying again is Barragan. Castañeda. Barragan. Looking for Lundgren. Lands with a Brewster player instead. Leading the charge now for Brewster is Sagoon. Battling for it is Barragan. Garcia. The through ball that time. This could be interesting. Who's going to get there first? It's going to be Miss Bryan. But that is the second time that Brewster has tried that recipe. The long ball into space. And it may well serve them later on in this contest. 23-23 left in the first half of play. Brewster ahead of Cascade. 1-0. In the 8th minute, we had Soto score the lone tally. We're going to double check that during the halftime break. But that's all that has occurred so far, scoring-wise. The quick push-up field. Inside the box. Garcia. Garcia, no doubter. We were just talking about how those long balls into space could pay dividends, and Brewster makes it come true with their second tally. Garcia, number 18. With 18 minutes in the first half, it is 2-0 for the Bears. And a stunned senior night crowd, very, very populous crowd here. Watches as Brewster takes a 2-0 lead. Now, of course, we know well enough not to call 2-0 a commanding lead because, as we always say, there's nothing more dishonest in soccer than a 2-0 lead. There's a quick run by Knight, opening the game up to the right side. The push on defense by the Bears. And there's that through ball again. Over to chase it is Soto. On the mark is Melton. Soto trying to leave Melton behind. Melton prevailing cleanly. Right in front of the referee. Soto on the recovery. Inside the box for Pepper Bozel. Whistle on the play. Let's see what the referee called that time. There's a There's a player. Oh yeah, she's touching her face as if she were bleeding. So there's a quick substitution on top of that. So I believe she did get hurt. Thank you, Javier. We're back in action now. Sagoon. Defensive effort by Castañeda. Painting the stripe is Melton. Throw in. Bit of a chipper. Behind the back, and in the last second, Ms. Barragan sending it to the corner kick with more urgency than style. Brewster showing teams near and far how you play on the road. Ahead 2-0. 20 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first half, and Brewster ahead 2-0. And like I said, goals can happen any different number of ways, but it is the personality, the fearlessness with which Brewster is playing here on the road in a very chilly night in the Upper Valley. Another corner kick coming. Shot across far post, the header, and it looked like the shoulder, as a matter of fact. It looked like the shoulder of Pepper Bozell sent one just wide. It will be a goal kick for the Kodiaks. 19 minutes, 27 seconds. On the move now, the Kodiaks. Vicente. Whistle on the play, foul called. It will be Brewster Bear ball. Barragan will have to kick it back, and she does. This moment of the game brought to you by Mid-Valley Automotive. Mid-Valley Automotive, 270 East Penny Road in Wenatchee. Our thanks to Michelle Hartnett and the entire Mid-Valley Automotive crew for their continued support of Fire football broadcasts. There's a long kick upfield. Rejected that time by Pate. Brewster taking it back to the top of the box, trying to connect with Bozell. Another push inside the box. There's Bozell. Who's going to get there first? Bozell, Bozell, Bozell! And that makes it 3-0 Brewster Bears. "22 minutes in the first half. And Cascade in a mighty big hole here. Substitution coming. It looks like Ms. Lundgren is taking a seat. We'll tell you in a second who has replaced her. There's a long push-up field finding Driscoll. Recovered by Brewster. Taken back once again by, it looks like this is the substitution here. Cadigan Adams, number 7. Over to the right flank. Shot across. Sails wide. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for the Brewster Bears. The goalkeeper, Ms. Romero, by my count, has had to touch the ball one time before just now. 17-24 left in the first half of play, and Cascade in a bit of trouble here. There's Cadigan Adams. Whistle on the play. Foul called. Correct decision by the referee, Mr. Alexander Wentland. Will indicate where he wants the wall to be. And now Cascade sporting a lineup that's a little more closely aligned with what we've grown used to seeing. There's Missile. The shot, Missile. Not a major worry that time for Ms. Romero. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for the Bears. This moment of the game brought to you by Kevin's Tire Service, with branches all over North Central Washington, including 8600 Frontage Road in Dryden. The turn. Good takeaway that time. Barragan to try to keep it alive. Ball goes out of bounds. Ball belongs to the Kodiaks nonetheless. 16 minutes, 4 seconds left in the first half of play. Cascade down 3-0 to a very, very effective and disciplined Brewster Bears squad. Adams having something to say. The fandom having something to say, and the referee having something to say back. So there's a through ball that time. Off to the races is Pepper Bozell. Bozell had her 20th goal. We talked to Coach Alex Sanchez, the head coach of Brewster, before the game, and he said that he thinks that Alexa Soto and Pepper Bozell were tied with 19 goals apiece. Now, this would put, if the count is correct, this would put Pepper Bozell with 20, and I believe Soto, since she had the first goal, we believe, that makes her even at 20 as well. So neck and neck for Brewster, Soto and Bozell, Pepper Bozell, in the scoring category. Defensive effort that time by the Cascade Kodiaks. Aliyah Anthony pushing it upfield. Ball goes out of bounds. 14:40 left in the first half of play. Throw in for the Kodiaks. Missile. A touch for Castañeda. Under some pressure now. Bit of a battle there between Burpee and it looked like Havana Aparicio. The push reaches Ms. Brine, putting a stop to the danger that time. Those touches are dangerous. Those touches are dangerous. Barragan. There's what I'm talking about. Top of the box. Looking for Pepper Bozel. Rejected by Barragan. Knight. Taken away. The through ball that time by Aparicio. Trying to find Pepper Bozel. Instead, ball goes out of bounds. It should be Brewster ball in my opinion, but there's a substitution first. We'll return to this play in a second because in for the Cascade Kodiaks is number 21, Amelia Morgan. A bit of a shove there. Persevering is Sagun. Barragan leading the charge. And the touch does not find Ms. Driscoll. Barragan very frustrated. Throwing for the Brewster Bears, but the referee stops the action so that there could be another substitution. This time it is number 6, Indica Mendoza, returning to the pitch. And the two Wentlands having a little powwow, a little meeting of the minds going on over there. Now play will resume. Aparicio, Haley Aparicio looking for Pepper Bozel. Oh my goodness. The touch by, it looked like it was Driscoll landing on a fan, and not gently either, but everybody seems to be doing okay. The throw-in lands with Barragan. Sent out of bounds. Let's see what the referee says. It should be Brewster ball, and it is. Aparicio. Rejected. Missile. Off to the races we go. Burpee. Burpee. Good penetration down the flank. Shot across. And the stop by Ms. Romero before the Cascade Kodiaks Morgan could penetrate. It looked like Morgan. Let me just double check here. Yes, number 21, indeed. There's the through ball going the opposite direction. And once again, just like Romero did a second ago, Ms. Bryan responding in fine fashion. 11 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first half of play. Brewster ahead of Cascade here in Leavenworth. 3-0. Off to the races now. Morgan. The turn. Missile. Burpee. The touch that time by Pate. Rejected and sent out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for the Cascade Kodiaks. Mr. Sanchez not happy with that throw-in. Missile taken away by the Brewster Bears anyway. Good defensive effort that time. Right in front of the referee by Castañeda. Because if that ball went past Castañeda, Pepper Bozel was right behind her like a cat guarding the butcher shop. Absolutely ready to pounce. What? 10 minutes, 5 seconds left in a bit of a handball there. Referee says it was not intentional. The push-up field by Cascade. Rejected at the 18. Oh my goodness, Bosel is onside and she's got a clear path to the goal. Is she going to strike? And a good defensive effort that time. The ball kisses the upright anyway. Oh my goodness, that was close. Oh my goodness, that was close. But what an effort, what hustle by Miss Anthony. Catching up to Pepper Bosel. And making an easy shot a lot tougher. Or rather what looked like an easy shot a lot tougher. Those through balls are catching the back three of Cascade unawares time and time again. And if it is not broke, don't try to fix it. Seems to be the philosophy for the Brewster Bears in that regard because they keep trying them. They keep trying him. There's Barragan. On the mark is Havana Aparicio. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in. Left-footed touch by Pepper Bosel. First on it was Adams. Castañeda. Trying again is Haley Aparicio. Finding Bosel. On the mark is Barragan. Barragan sending it to the throw-in. Haley Aparicio looking for Bosel. Whistle on the play. Anthony and Bosel get involved in a frank exchange of ideas, shall we say. Barragan right in front of our booth here. Hopefully that didn't hurt anybody. Haley Aparicio. Good interruption that time. Will she keep it in bounds? She will not, but a good effort by Missile. 7 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first half of play. This first half has been all Brewster. Ahead 3-0 here in Leavenworth. Driscoll. Missile. Turning back for Anthony. Oh, a good takeaway that time inside the box. The shot and sending it to the corner kick is Castañeda. Before the ranch catches on fire. Ball goes out of bounds. It should belong to the Brewster Bears, and it does. That Brewster player tying a shoelace. Garcia on the corner kick. Top of the box. Good combination inside the shot. Oh my goodness. Soto. Well, could have been her second goal, but the ball bounced off a Cascade player. It will be another corner kick. I've lost count of how many corner kicks Brewster has had. It's been a mighty one-sided statistic so far. The shot, right-footed, rejected. Driscoll. Gets past one, trying for two. Ball goes out of bounds. Sent that way by Hailey Aparicio. The through ball. Down the flank. Anthony. Nudged away by Hailey Aparicio. Ball goes out of bounds. Throwing for the Kodiaks. 5 minutes, 55 seconds left in the first half of play. Leading the charge is Missile. Bouncing off Addie Bosel. Back to Missile. That one is Adams. Turning back. Getting past one. In front of her is Addie Bosel. Top of the box. Inside. Good combination. Mendoza rejected by the Bears. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the Kodiaks. It would do wonders for the Kodiaks' collective psyche to put one in the back of the net before the break. Throw-in for The Kodiaks. Melton. Rejected. Looking for who else? Pepper Bozell. First under is Anthony. Anthony. Turning back. Pushing it to the flank. The right flank. There's Missile. Missile. Switching across to the left. Driscoll. Can't quite get past their marker. The push up the stripe. Stopped by Barragan. Barragan and Missile. Missile looking up. The shot. And Romero with a bit of difficulty. And that one slinks past her. We were exactly talking about that. How good it would be for Kodiaks to put one in the back of the net. And just like we had in the game against Chelan, same end of the field even. Ball slinks past the goalkeeper Romero. And Miss Missile puts one in the back of the net to give Cascade a bit of hope. With 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first half of play, Ada Missile, number 5, in the 36th minute of play, makes it a 1-3 ball game and gives this massive, numerous crowd of senior night parents, uncles, aunts, grandmas, grandpas, cousins, everybody, a reason to cheer. 3 minutes, 39 seconds left in the first half of play. Missile. Adams. Bit of a battle. Whistle on the play. Foul called on Garcia. Will be a free kick for the Kodiaks. This moment of the game brought to you by Computability, technology know-how in the heart of downtown Ellensburg, 307 South Main Street in the windy city of Washington. Because it is windy in Ellensburg all the time. They have a beautiful downtown, though. Castañeda. The shot. Castañeda trying to surprise Romero again. No such luck. It is uncanny that for 2 consecutive games there's been the same kind of goal. A shot from about 17, 16 yards that slips past the hands of the goalkeeper. Cascade scored against Chelan that way, and now they scored against Brewster that way. But it's still a 3-1 lead for the Bears. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left in the first half of play. At the 2-minute mark, thereabouts, the clock will stop. And that means that the referee, Mr. Wentland, and his associates, Mr. Avila and Mr. Robert Wentland, will take care of what's left of the first half of play before we go to the break. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Brewster ball. The touch that time by Addy Bozell. Another throw-in. No, there's been a foul. What did you see? What happened? I did not see anything illicit in that maneuver, but we're way up here. He's way down there. He's got the cards, the whistle, and the expertise. The push-up field by the Bears looking to find Pepper Bozell. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Brewster. Mr. Wentland, Alexander Wentland, checks his watch. There can't be long to go here in the first half of play. Pivoting header that time. Lands at the feet of a Cascade player. Pushing the ball through. Looking for Mendoza. Rejected. Off to the races is Bozell. This has worked out for Brewster before. It might work again. Bozell shaking one off. The touch. And a quick shot whistle on the play. Foul call. Correct decision despite the protestations of Miss Pate. Looked like Hailia Aparicio getting fouled there. It will be a free kick for Brewster as we approach injury time here in the first stanza. 3 on the wall. It looks like it will be Garcia. Garcia, right-footed shot. Garcia. And Ms. Bryan just watches it sail by over her head. Referee checking his watch again. It seemed to me like he put the whistle in his mouth. And there it is. Indeed, it was in his mouth. It is halftime here in Leavenworth with the Brewster Bears proving to be some irreverent guests of the Cascade Kodiaks, leading their hosts by a score of 3-1. We'll be right back after this break.
Oh hey there, I'm Luke Boyce with Elbow Grease, all things plumbing. From remodels to new builds, we treat every job like a craft, with care, skill, and a lot of elbow grease. We're naturally world's best plumber 2 years running. We're up to our elbows, so you don't have to be.
All right, folks, welcome back to the second half of this match between Cascade and Brewster. Brewster will restart the action going from right to left on your screen, and they just did. Decked in white with, looks like red numbers. And the Kodiaks, the hosting Kodiaks, will take care of business in the opposite direction in their usual black with red. Cascade trailing Brewster 3 goals to 1 in a very entertaining first half. There's Castañeda opening the game up for Barragan. Barragan making it across the center line, rejected back to Barragan, taking to the sky. Defensive effort by Adams. Missile. The stop. Castañeda. Pate. And that one sailed. No, it stays in bounds. Missile. Adams. Opening the game up to the left side for Knight. Good takeaway that time by the Bears. So sent out of bounds by Miss Pate. Brewster Bears putting it back into play. We've just started the second half. The scoreboard doesn't seem across from us. But we will sail on nonetheless. Now some of the players want to get the attention of the referee, let him know to restart the scoreboard. But play has to continue. There's a quick run inside Kodiak territory. Bosel, the shot, Bosel, and the diving stop. Bounces back to Bosel, no doubter. And the Brewster Bears pick up right where they left off. An early goal in the first half, an early goal in the second half. Let's say about 2-3 minutes, I would say. Yes, indeed. Thank you. 2 minutes 40. Thank you very much, Javier. And Pepper Bosel has her second tally of the game. So the 43rd minute. And Brewster beginning to run away with this one. Missile. Adams stepped to the top of the box. Defensive effort by Addy Bosel. Garcia. Brewster Bears do a good job of finding feet. Bit of a shove there. Whistle on the play. Correct decision by the referee, Mr. Alex Wendland. Miss Pate gets called on the foul. It would be Brewster ball. And now the scoreboard begins to tick again, but it's a little off, so we're going to continue with our own scoreboard here on the screen. 4 minutes into this second half of play, and Brewster well ahead of Cascade 4-1. There's a shot inside the box. Good opportunity, and the stop by Miss Bryan before Pepper Bosel can connect and perhaps accomplish a hat trick here in Leavenworth. Flag is up. Illicit position for a Brewster player. It should be free kick for the Kodiaks deep in their own half of the field. Mendoza bouncing off a Brewster player. Castañeda. Pate. Across midfield we go. It bounces off Driscoll. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Bears. Havana Aparicio taking care of it. Adams, good combination with Driscoll. Driscoll needing some help. Non-forthcoming. Brewster recovers. The push looking for Soto. It's stopped instead by Pate. Looking for Missile. Sails a little long. Rejected. Off to the races now is Soto. Soto. Good hustle. Good hustle that time by Miss Anthony. Soto on the recovery. Pate painting the stripe. Ball sails a little wide on her. It will be a throw-in for Brewster. This moment of the game brought to you by NCW News through its newspaper, the Leavenworth Echo, where you go when you want to know. Soto, good combination, top of the box. The shot that time by Pepper Bosel, and the diving stop by Ms. Bryan. Bryan having a very, very tough go of it here. The entire Cascade team, as a matter of fact, not just her. We don't want to single anybody out. The touch by Driscoll gets past her. And it looks like Havana Aparicio will just let it sail by. She will, and she will fetch the ball herself in the midst of a Cascade crowd. Bit of a battle, bit of a shove. Missile. Off to the races now is Morgan. Morgan sent out of bounds by the back line of the Brewster Bears. It should be a throw-in for Cascade, but no, I stand corrected. The referee is a lot closer than us, especially the assistant referee right next to the play. Missile inside the box. This could be a good opportunity again. She's overcome by a quick double team. Stopped inside the circle by Castañeda. Pate. The through ball by the Brewster Bears finds who else? Pepper Bosel. The shot, Bosel. And Ms. Bryan will let it sail by. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for the Kodiaks. Second half action here in Leavenworth with Brewster ahead of Cascade 4-1. A senior night for the Kodiaks. Adams. The brief pause. Burpee. The shot. Burpee. The stop. And Ms. Romero. It was actually Knight with the shot. A good effort. But an even better stop by Romero, who has not been very busy. And the only reason she doesn't have a clean sheet is because one of her gloves betrayed her of a very, very tricky strike by Ada Missile. And that's the only tally so far for the Cascade Kodiaks. They're trailing by 3, but we still have some time left. We have about 32 minutes left in the second half. We'll see how this one unfolds. A push-up field by the Brewster Bears. Bit of a ping-pong game of sorts there. Vicente. Perez letting Romero take care of it. Shielding it well. Garcia looking for Pepper Bozel. Bozel trying to get past their marker. Mendoza down the flank. Burpee rejected. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll belong to the Kodiaks. 9 minutes 21 into this second half of play. Adams, the through ball. Knight hugging the corner flag, having to turn back. Burpee shaking one marker off, shaking two, shot across, rejected by the back line of the Bears. Missile. The shot, missile! And that one sails over the crossbar. 10 minutes into this second half of play, this moment of the game, brought to you by the Office of State Farm Insurance in Kashmir, Bruce Cheadle, and his State Farm Insurance office in Kashmir, 301 Applets Way, just off of downtown. A quick push-up field is interrupted. Miss Driscoll cannot catch up to it. It will be a throw-in for the Brewster Bears. There's Driscoll. Off the touch by Pate. Driscoll looking for some help. Goes the personal route instead, successfully so. And the touch that time by Havana Aparicio, sending the ball to the throw-in. Driscoll and Pate. Pate and Missile. Missile double teamed. Overcome. The through ball looking for Pepper Bozel. Stopped this time by Castañeda. Castañeda and Pate. Pate and Aparicio sending it to the throw-in. Off to the races is Driscoll. First on it is Perez with more urgency than style. Sending it to another throw-in. Bit of a mistake there. Missile under some pressure. Missile looking for some help. Driscoll off to chase it is Castañeda. Also Soto. Castañeda. Pate battling with Soto. Finding Missile. And Missile sending it out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for the Brewster Bears. Sagun. Aparicio, that's going to hurt. That's going to leave a mark tomorrow. Through ball that time. Trying to find Soto. Rejected by Anthony. Cannot hide her frustration. Ball goes out of bounds. Brewster continuing the pressure. And the clock says that we're 12 minutes and 22 seconds into the second half of play. Throw in for the Brewster Bears. Soto inside the box. Battling with Castañeda. Finding Pate. Aparicio. Soto, the shot. Looking for Bozel. Pepper Bozel. That one's a little too long. It was actually Garcia on the shot across. It will be a goal kick for the Kodiaks. A kick by Bryan. Ball sails out of bounds. Let's see what the referee says. It looks like it will be Brewster putting it back out of bounds. Let's see what the referee says. It looks like it will be Brewster putting it back into play. This moment of the game brought to you by our good friends at Blackburn Financial. Your future planned wisely. Blackburn Financial, 121 Cottage Avenue in Kashmir. Inside the box we go. Bryan gets there before that tall forward. It looks like it was Pepper Bozell, who's been a complete and utter nightmare for Cascade here in this contest. Dangerous play called by the referee. High kick, they also call it back in the old country. Referee, high kick, they also call it back in the old country. For the Kodiaks, Castañeda, missile, painting the stripe with Driscoll. Sent out of bounds from behind by Havana Aparicio. There's missile off the throw-in. Paid with the shot across. Adams clearing her way. Adams, right-footed touch. Adams inside the box. Who's going to get there first? It's going to be Ms. Romero before Vicente could tap it in. And passed. Soto. Once again trying the through ball, but they're finding a lot less space than they did in the first half, these Brewster Bears. Still, numbers don't lie. It's 4-1. There's Adams opening the game up for Burpee. Shot across. Stopped inside the 18, just inside. Trying again is Castañeda. Castañeda and Driscoll. Back to Castañeda. Could be a good combination if a couple of bounces inside the box. There's Vicente. Vicente with some pressure now. Aparicio. Driscoll. Shot across. Half volley the shot and the diving stop by Romero. The ball slips past her. And it is Zoe Burpee putting the second tally on the board for the Cascade Kodiaks. The clock says 15 minutes, 22 seconds into this second half of play. That makes it the 56th minute. And it is 4-2 Brewster. Still time. Let's see if the Kodiaks can put one more on the board and make the second half of the second half something to behold. The combination between Missile and Driscoll doesn't bear the fruit that they were hoping for. Throwing for the Bears. So one mistake or one slip of the hand by the Brewster goalkeeper costs them a goal, and earlier in the first half, a slip of the hand by the Brewster goalkeeper cost them another goal. So it may not seem like it just now, but it may be that luck is on Cascade's side. They're looking for a corner kick. Adams very, very unhappy with that no call. We'll see what transpires in these next, 24 minutes that we have left here in Leavenworth. It is 4 for the Brewster Bears, 2 for the Cascade Kodiaks. On senior night for Cascade, very, very numerous crowd of parents, friends, other relatives. There were presents before. There was a presentation. There are posters. Cascade doing it up big for its seniors here on a chilly October night. The through ball. Looking to find Vicente. Will find Romero first. Romero. Inside the circle. Missile. Taken back by Soto. Battling with Pate. The through ball off to the races is Garcia. First on it is Brine. The long kick upfield. Driscoll trying to keep it in bounds. She does not. Substitution coming for the Brewster Bears. It is number 9. And that, on the programs, is none other than Dayanari Santana, a call-up from junior varsity, wearing number 9 today. This moment of the game brought to you by our friends at Elbow Grease Plumbing LLC. Elbow Grease Plumbing LLC. You may find them at l-bowgrease.com or road in East Wenatchee. Bit of a ping pong game at times, but lucky for us, we've had quite a bit of action here. There's a through ball off to the races. Brewster goes. Who's gonna get there first? It looks like it will be Miss Castañeda, sending it with very little compunction straight up and out to the throw-in that will belong to the Brewster Bears. Aparicio. That was not a good throw-in, says the referee, and we agree. Pate. Driscoll. Pate. Ball goes out of bounds. Sent that way by Pepper Bosel. Missile. Upfield is Vicente. Missile. Slaloming past 1. Slaloming past 2. Going for 3. Missile. Bit of a foul there, and she's down and hurting. She's going to get back up. There should be no card, just an admonition by the referee. Or will we have a card? Yes, we might have a card. No, he's going to check. He's going to check with the assistant referee. I saw him reaching for his pocket. But no, it's just a free kick now. And a good opportunity for this Cascade Kodiaks to put a third one on the board and make the last quarter hour of soccer something truly, truly special. There's a shot. Dancing in front of everybody and nobody to tap it in. It danced across the goal area and nobody to punch it in. It will be a goal kick for Brewster. That was close, folks. This moment of the game brought to you by NCW News through its newspaper, the Leavenworth Echo, where you go when you want to know. The push-up field by the Brewster Bears is interrupted by Cascade, who knows now they have to put a lot of pressure. There's a charge, and that's too much pressure, as a matter of fact. Foul call. Usually, she's not what you'd call, in any way, shape, or form, what you'd consider a player with a... we'll tell you more in a second, because here comes Brewster inside the box, battling for it. Soto, the shot. Soto, lasso. Number 14 for the Brewster Bears. Alexa Soto with her second personal tally. What does the clock say? 21:57 second half. That makes it the 61st minute. And it is 5-2 Brewster. Now it begins to get late really early for these Cascade Kodiaks. There's another through ball that time. Mendoza trying to find some help. Finding it near the flank. Good move. Off to the races now. The Kodiaks. Burpee. Ball goes out of bounds. There's the throw-in for Brewster. I have to say I am quite impressed with this Brewster Bears squad today. They came to play. Senior night or no senior night, they came to take the W. If this result holds, and we've seen a lot of soccer here today go both ways, so I'm not saying that will be the case. Cascade's record drops to 9-3. This is a non-league contest, so their league record remains unblemished at 3-0. And the Brewster Bears record goes to 12-1-1. And like we said, it's a non-league game, so their record of 6-0, good enough for first place in the Central Washington 2B, also remains untouched. This moment of the game brought to you by our friends at Kevin's Tire Service, 8600 Frontage Road in Dryden. Free kick for the Cascade Kodiaks. Trying to make something happen that time was Morgan, opening the game for Miss Driscoll. Driscoll will run out of room. It will be a goal kick for Brewster. Whistle indicates that there is a substitution coming. It's for the Brewster Bears. It looks like looks like Pettis, but I'm not entirely sure. We will take a better look at her jersey number. She has a massively beautiful ponytail, but it covers most of her dorsal number. Battle continues. Shot across, top of the box. Good maneuver that time. Soto. Rejected. Burpee. Right foot touch across the center alley before Driscoll can connect. Perez taking Soto. Good combination. Good opportunity. Charge from behind. Referee says no foul. It will be a goal kick for the Kodiaks. Quick touch. Mendoza into Brewster territory. Bit of a collision there. Whistle on the play. And it's Miss Knight being called for the foul. It will be Brewster ball. So the score tells us that Brewster is ahead 5-2 here over the Cascade Kodiaks on the Kodiaks senior night. The rest of the way, Cascade will have to play on the road. It is also our final regular season broadcast here in beautiful Leavenworth, Washington. We'd like to thank the Cascade School District, especially the athletic director, Mr. Barnes, for being so welcoming to us on this, our first year of broadcast on Fire Football. Morgan battling with Tinoco. Touching back for Driscoll. Inside the box. Left-footed touch and off the touch by, it looked like it was number 17 that time. Ren Knight allowed Missile to deliver a shot that sailed over the crossbar, and she didn't even try to hide her frustration. She squatted in place, covered her face with her hands, and then decided, oh, well, you know, these things happen. But her frustration was visible even all the way from up here. And this is a player with 2 goals to her name today, folks. The first one in the 36th minute, with a bit of complicity from the glove of Miss Romero. The ball just slipped past her. And then the second one, another heads-up play on Burpee's part. Ball bounced off Romero, and she was there to punch it in. Well, not punch, of course. That's illegal in soccer. And that's been the story for Cascade offensively. 2 goals, and Brewster instead have been able to put 5 on the back of the net, starting in the 8th minute with Soto. The second tally, Garcia in the 18th minute. The third tally, Pepper Bozel in the 22nd. Then the fourth tally, when the score was 3-1, in the 3rd minute of the second half, Bosel. And then this fifth tally in the 61st minute, Soto. So we have 2 players with at least a brace here, Soto and Pepper Bosel, that they remain tied. If Coach Alex Sanchez's tally is correct, they remain tied with 21 goals apiece as the leading scorers for this Brewster Bear squad. The push-up field stopped for the Kodiaks by Missile. Sent out of bounds by Perez. Whistle on the play. Substitution coming before this throw-in takes place. It looks like it's Sofia Vicente entering the contest for the Kodiaks. Vicente, who had a goal against Omak in our first broadcast here in 11, and a pivotal goal at that. The touch sails off and out of bounds. And yeah, the body language, the frustration can be seen in many of these Cascade players. This is not what they were This is not what they were hoping to have. As a senior night result. You're going to get us evicted, Javier. Oh, my goodness. The touch by, it looks like, number 14, Soto, hit Castañeda, the other number 14, right in the face. It was completely unintentional, of course. But Miss Castañeda will take a seat nonetheless and will be replaced by number 6, Indica Mendoza. 7:04 left in regulation according to the big clock, but that one started a little late, so it's about more like 9 minutes left. In regulation. 5 for the Brewster Bears, 2 for the Cascade Kodiaks. It's starting to get a little late for what would be a gargantuan comeback on the part of the Kodiaks, but this is soccer. We've seen a lot of strange things happen. On the move is Soto. Defensive effort that time by Pate. Soto prevailing. Rejected by Anthony. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the Brewster Bears. This moment of the game brought to you by Mid-Valley Automotive, 270 East Penny Road in Wenatchee. Substitution coming, 1 for each team. Looks like it's Miss Castañeda back for Cascade, which is good news for all involved here, that she's doing just fine after taking a soccer ball to the face. Bosel, rejected. Leading the charge now is Ms. Driscoll, painting the stripe, trying to get past Pettis. Cannot do it. Pettis sending it out of bounds. 32 minutes 40 into this second half of play. And Brewster going back to the old well. The long kick upfield. Trying to find one of those forwards. Perhaps Soto, perhaps Pepper Bosel. A bit of a nutmeg there on Havana Aparicio. Adams. Referee says no foul, despite Adams hitting the deck. On to the move now for the Brewster Bears. is Bosel. Taken back by the Kodiaks. Anthony. Rejected. Off to the races. There is Brine. Sweeping it away. Ball goes out of bounds. A throw in for the Bears. 4 minutes 17 says the big clock. We're going to go with the little one again. It says that there are about 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in regulation. There's a throw in. Bosel trying to get a shot across. Whistle on the play. Ball belongs to the Cascade Kodiaks. Foul has been called. Illicit charge, in my opinion, on the part of the Brewster Bears. Cascade will play it deep in their own half of the field, and I'm about to break things here. Here we go. Lots of cords and cables here. There's a long ball. Off to the races is Driscoll. Driscoll trying to get inside the box. She finds herself double teamed. Driscoll sent out of bounds. It will be a throw in for Cascade. Driscoll playing with a lot of urgency. Adams. A heel touch will find its way to Driscoll. She backtracks instead. The touch that time by Pate sails way out of bounds. And once again, frustration visible on the faces of these Cascade players. 35 minutes, 7 seconds left. Actually, into this second half of play. It's been a chilly night of soccer here. The throw in for the Cascade Kodiaks. Adams looking for a handball call, none forthcoming. There's Adams. Turning. Trying to get past Bosel. Can't quite do it. Off to the races we go. Down the right side. The shot across. Trying to find Soto. Rejected by the back line of the Kodiaks. Burpee. Bit of a shove there. That's Knight. Missile. Good takeaway that time by the Brewster squad. This case is Garcia. The touch into the circle. Stopped by Adams. Missile. Cleared away by the Bears. Once again going to the well, like we said. Castañeda. And that one sails out of bounds. It was sent that way by Soto, says the referee. It should be a throw-in for the Kodiaks. Driscoll, Adams, Garcia. The through ball, that works. My goodness, this has worked all night for the Brewster Bears. Off to the races. 1 marker to beat. Havana Aparicio. A push up field. A quick counter attack by the Kodiaks. Driscoll. Defensive header. Doesn't quite clear it. From outside. Missile. The shot. Over the crossbar. 37 minutes, 11 seconds into this second half of play. And now the coaching staff of Cascade begins to just basically start thinking about their next opponents here. Time is running low. Mendoza, she gets shoved. It will be a foul called, it looks like, on Miss Garcia. It will be a free kick for the Kodiaks. Missile, the only candidate for the shot. Right-footed touch. And that one almost kisses one of the uprights, but it sails wide. It will be a goal kick for the Brewster Bears. This moment of the game brought to you by Computability, technological know-how in the heart of downtown Ellensburg, 307 South Main Street. I was just there yesterday talking to its owner, Matt Hansen. Terrific guy, a product of this valley of ours. The shot by Adams, rejected. Adams trying again. Over to chase it his missile. The defensive effort by Pepper Bosel. She's done everything in this game today. Her and Soto. Garcia also with a tally of her own today. And that's how we got to 5. The 2 goals for the Kodiaks. Number 5. On your programs, Ada Missile. There's Missile. Vicente. Off to the races. Vicente. On the mark is Addie Bosel. Taking it away. 39-35. The big clock has stopped. Castañeda. Burpee. Adams. She's fouled. Whistle on the play. It will be a free kick for the Kodiaks. Could well be the last play of the match. Once again, Missile. Right-footed touch. And once again, over the crossbar and out. Referee checking his watch. Whistle in his mouth. Looking towards the Cascade crowd. Perhaps he heard something he did not like. We saw him admonishing a member of what looked to be the Brewster Bear fandom, but that is now a moot point. The whistle has been blown, and Brewster head back to Okanagan County. The victors here in Leavenworth by a score of 5-2 over the Cascade Kodiaks. On behalf of our producer-director, Javier Reina, I'm Sebastián Moraga saying thank you for being with us. We'll see you.